Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaiah, and in this video we're going to recap how we made over $800 this week selling options and collecting dividends. For those that are new to this channel, this is an income generating account where we generate income today to invest in ourselves. So how we generate that income is through selling options. When you sell a put, you're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price, and when you sell a call, you're agreeing to sell a stock for a predetermined price. In either scenario, you get paid a credit to do so, and we also collect some high-yielding dividends. That's the other source of income for this account. And I will show you my trade history real quick, just so you can kind of see what we did this week. I'm going to show you on my Excel file so it's easier to read, but for full transparency, I want you to see my trade history just so you can see those credits come in, that 30, 80, 30, 70. Like I said, over $800 collected this week, and we're going to go over each of these trades on our Excel file. But before we get over there, I do want to just have full transparency, let you see all the credits that we collected this week. The only thing that's not in there is our dividends. I counted them toward this week, but they won't be paid out till Monday because the market was closed on Thursday. So I still count that income for this week because if the market wasn't closed, they would have been paid out on Friday. So without further ado, we're going to jump over to Okay, here is our Excel file. As you can see at the bottom, $824.58 collected this week. Nice, easy cash, passive income. So column A, the first column, this labeled stock, those are the ticker symbols we played. Column B, the second column over, that is the credit amount that we have collected. And column C, played, those are the type of options we played. So let's go through those. The first one, rolled CC. That means we rolled a covered call. Again, when you sell a covered call, it means you're agreeing to sell a stock for a predetermined price, and because you do so, you get paid a credit. When we roll a position, we're just giving ourselves more time. We're still selling it at the same price. We're not changing how much we're agreeing to sell it for. We're just selling it a month later or 2 months later, whatever it is. And in this example, we rolled two positions right up top there, collecting $18 from CRNT and $44 from Wolf. It's nice when you own 100 shares of a stock. As long as you own 100 shares of a stock, you can sell a covered call. Below that, rolled CSP. That means we rolled our cash secured puts. When you sell a cash secured put, you're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price. And in that situation, you get paid a credit. But sometimes you don't feel like buying it just yet, so you roll it out another month or maybe 2 months, and you get paid another credit. That's on top of the credit you collected when you originally opened the position. Same with the covered call credits. That's on top of the credit you collected when you originally opened the position. So nice, easy payments coming to you. And then below those rolls, we have two CSPs and a covered call. That means we sold a new cash secured put and sold a new covered call on a stock. So let's talk about the two CSPs. One is Hertz and one is JetBlue. Hertz, rental car, I'm sure you've heard of it, and JetBlue Airlines. Neither of which have I played many of these before, so I was excited to sell a nice cheap put on both of them and get paid $48 and $31 respectively. GOGL, I sold a covered call on it for $70 today. I actually forgot I was assigned. When you sell a cash secured put, you're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price. If at expiration it's below that price, you get assigned those shares, which means you own 100 shares of them because, again, you agreed to buy 100 shares. I had forgotten I'd owned them, and I saw I got a dividend payment from them, as you see at the bottom there, $5. And I'm like, oh, I better sell my covered call. And I did, and I got paid $70 for it. Below that, we did roll three more cash secured puts on Wolf. This is WOLF, semiconductor, versus WULF, which is Bitcoin miner. So two different wolves. I know it's confusing. And then we rolled FCEL, fuel cell energy, rolled another cash secured put on that, collecting $30. And then we had 4 dividend payers this week. ULTY paid us $140. YMAX paid us $73. MRNY paid $87. And GOGL paid $5. With our dividends, we're going to look at the dividend tab here. I have 1,600 shares of ULTY. As I've said in a previous video, my goal is to get, in multiple videos, my goal is to get up to 2,000 shares. My goal has been to buy 100 shares a week. Unfortunately, I like to buy around that 610 to 615 price range. It didn't hit it, so I didn't buy 100 shares this week. That's okay. If next week it pulls back down, I'll buy 200 shares. If it doesn't, I'll wait till the week after. I won't force a trade. Like I said, I'm comfortable with buying 100 shares of ULTY at that $6.10 range and $6.15 range. I know people will say, hey, it's only a few dollars more, but that's just my personal preference. I'm somebody, I sell options. Once I hit my weekly goal of $600, that's our minimum goal. Only thing we're doing on top of that is rolling positions. Same thing comes with dividend investments. Yes, I want 2,000 shares of ULTY, but I'm not going to just go and jump and buy at every price it's at. I like to buy it in that range. YMAX, we have 518 shares. I don't plan on ever adding more shares to that. It's definitely had some erosion for me. Still a good payout. And if you add what I've collected in dividends in terms of my price average, I'm technically up. And then MRNY, monthly payer. Last month, they only paid about 12 cents. This month, they paid 19 cents a share, which is awesome. That's a $2.50 stock, and they paid 19 cents a share. So I got $87 from them, $73 from YMAX, $140 from ULTY. And like I showed on the other page, I did get $5 from GOGL, a stock I was assigned. So it's pretty nice when you get paid a dividend, a stock you're selling options on. It's kind of the trifecta there. You capture a credit from selling a put, you capture a credit from selling a call, and you get paid a dividend. It's a nice trifecta there, and I love that when that all comes together. So all in all, in the week, $306 in dividends, $301 here plus the $5 from GOGL. A nice $306 this week in dividends. It's a good payout. Let's look at our running total. So here is our last 22 weeks. That's how long I've been documenting my journey for everybody. 22 weeks of showing my trade history, full transparency. I don't hide anything. I tell you that I borrow from this account to invest in myself. I show every one of my trades. I want us all to be open. I want us all to succeed together. I started this journey here on January 20th, that first week collecting $677, all the way up through the 22nd week, which we just finished, June 20th, where we collected that $824.58. As you can see over that 22-week span, that gives us $16,897 collected. I did, as a little favor, go back and look what I did in the first 3 weeks of January. I'm not including it on that list only because I never showed my trade history when I did it. I didn't start showing that trade history till the 20th of January, so I decided I wouldn't include it in my running list, but I did grab the credit amounts, 508, 457, and 512. So if you add that $1,500 in there, that puts us over, let's see, that puts us over $18,000 on the year. Pretty good payout, 6 months into the year. That's a little over $3,000 a month. Not bad. Not bad passive income. Breaking down $3,000 a month, that would give us $36,000 at the end of the year if we remain at that pace. Now, like I said, this week we went over our average. We hit 824. I expect next week to be a pretty decent week as well because we do have a number of contracts we can roll. But we'll see. We'll see how much we can get for those rolls. That's a big what if. But you can see $16,897 collected over these last 22 weeks. If you would divide that amount by 22, the number of weeks we've made trades, it would average out to $768 per week. Pretty good average. Honestly, that's some people's paycheck, and we're doing this selling options, and you can too. We can all generate income together. If you would multiply that $768, the weekly pay, by 52 weeks in a year, it would break down to $39,000. Let's just round it up to $40,000 per year, because it'd be $39,939. So we'll round up to say $40,000. That would be a great year. A great year of selling options, a great year of collecting income, a great year of investing in ourselves. So before we sign off for the day, we are going to jump back over to our Robinhood account. Okay, we're back here. We closed this week at $57,235. But as I say, I don't pay attention to that. I like down markets. I like down days in the market. I don't own a ton of stocks in this account. Let's scroll down. As you can see, I only have a handful here. I only have a handful here. Most of my plays in this account, being an income generating account, are options. Look at all these options. We probably have 50 or 60 open option contracts. That's what we do on this account. We sell options to generate income. The only shares we really own, outside of ones we've been assigned, are dividend payers. So, with that being said, whenever those dividend payers have down days, the account reflects a down day. That's why I don't pay too much attention to this fluctuation, because like I said, 90% of this account is in options. They're in open options. So whether the market is up or down doesn't matter to me. I'm going to collect my credits, sell options, whether it's running up, whether it's running down. And if you're someone that has been selling options for a little bit with me here, you are at the point where you love down days. You get to collect more money, bigger payout, and I know that's controversial because most people only want to see their account go up. And I get that. In the long term, you will, but sell options, especially on down days, you're going to collect a higher credit, higher premium, which allows you to generate more income to sell more options, which when the market finally does run up after a while, you're going to be surprised at how much money you've generated from selling options. So, like I said, whether the market's up or down, our strategy doesn't change. But personal preference, we enjoy down days. Also, for these yield max funds where, like I said, I'm trying to get 2,000 shares of ULTY, the cheaper it goes, the easier it is to get those 100 shares. If we could drop down to 550 again, that would be amazing. I'd be saving $50 to $75 every time I buy 100 shares. So I love down days. It allows me to generate more income. It allows me to buy more shares of the stocks I want. And it sets us up for more success in the future. With that being said, I'm going to sign off here. Another great week, over $800 collected. Year to date, over $18,000 collected. That's over $3,000 per month, every month. That's amazing. And we can all do it together. If you're someone that wants to learn how to sell some options, I do have a Fiverr account. I can teach you how to sell some options on there. It's an educational journey, and I think you'll enjoy it. But in the comments below for this video, what I'd love to see are your weekly totals. I'd love to hear how we're doing. I always put mine out there, like I said, full transparency. It's fun to document my journey. And as we now have like 1,850 subscribers, a little over 1,800 subscribers, that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome that many people have checked out the channel. I appreciate that. So I'm enjoying growing with you. And it means a lot to me for those that take the time to leave those great comments, and it's awesome. But like I said, for this video, let me know. What did we do this week? Selling options, how much credit did you collect? How many dividends did you get paid out this week? Whatever it may be, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I put all my info out here for this account, fully transparent, everything we're doing. And I think it's fun when we do that with each other because we can hold each other accountable. Like, hey, I think you overtraded. I think you undertraded. I think you should have bought. Call me out. You said, hey, you know what? ULTY was at 620 today. You should have bought. It's never coming down below that price. Who knows? Who knows? I love the comments. I love the debate. Nobody knows what could happen tomorrow, and you could be right. I might never get my price of that 615 again, and I could have missed opportunities here. Who knows? Nobody knows. But nonetheless, I'm going to sign out here. I appreciate every one of you. Like I said, another great week, and I will see you in the next one.